I don't follow a diet per se, but like I said, I've never been really bad with it. I'm not like a super fast food guy, and I've never, I've never been. I mean, I used to be a late night eater, but even when I would eat late night, it wouldn't be the crazy stuff. You know what I mean? After the clubs, I never did the Chinese food and all that stuff, and I that wasn't my routine back then. Even now, so even now, if I come home and I'm hungry, I'll have a bowl of cereal. You know what I mean? Like that's the kind of stuff I do, and not even like the sugary stuff. And my breakfast is usually like a shake. I'll make myself a shake. That's usually my breakfast, and then I think nutrition-wise, I've always been pretty disciplined with it.
So funny.
Otherwise, I think I would have been like 300 pounds with the typical DJ diet. You know what I mean?
I was like, I had another interview the other day, and I was like, oh, like the number of times we used to go to like have Chinese food after a gig, and it was just like,
it's a standard, right? Like everybody looks for there's only a certain amount of late night spots you can go to. It's pizza or it's Chinese food and all that stuff. So I mean, there were occasions, of course, where I do it if I'm super hungry, but 9 times out of 10, I'll just make my way home, and I usually have in my DJ bag, I always have power bars or granola bars or stuff like that. Especially when we're on the road and traveling, every lounge we go, and I just scoop them, stick them in my DJ bag. And so I always have like that kind of stuff with me to just kind of hold me over, and I drink tons of water. So I've never been a huge get up and eat breakfast person right away. That's why I like my shakes. I take my time. But again, I don't typically wake up hungry, and that's not because I eat late, but I've never been like a big huge breakfast person. Like when I say huge, like eating big like those big pancakes, and that's never been my thing. So even if I do, I'll opt for like yogurts and shakes and stuff like that, because I like a lighter breakfast. I don't have an endpoint because my days are all over the place. So some days I'll be in bed at 9 o'clock. Some days I'll be in bed at 6 in the morning. So it's very hard for me to have an endpoint. Like I know people do diets where they don't eat after 8 and stuff. I can't do that physically. I wouldn't make it. Like there's no possible way I couldn't eat after 8 and be performing at a high level till 3 in the morning. It just doesn't make sense. It's not realistic. So a big problem I have is I don't eat because I get caught up in my work. So if I don't make my shake, like either when the kids are having their breakfast or right after we drop them to school, I might not eat till like 2, 3 in the afternoon, because I'll come downstairs and I'll start doing my shows and I'll get caught up, and I just won't do it. And I know it's not good. I just get caught up, and I'm sure a lot of people can attest to that, but that's probably the worst part of my diet is I don't eat enough. I try not to think too much about that. I've tried at certain times when I was really working out a lot and trying to stick to those kind of diets, and I just realized those kind of things are not for me. So I think that's what made me get very disciplined about just in general how I eat, because I don't want to have to go to that. I don't like that. I don't like you have to eat this and you have to eat don't eat this, and I just, for me, I don't like that kind of stuff. I prefer to just, if I want to eat it, I'll eat it. But I'm just very smart about how I eat it. Like I know, before I would, when I was younger, early 20s, you get home at 3 in the morning, you eat a huge bowl of pasta while sitting on the couch watching TV and go right to bed and wake up like nothing's wrong. I can't do that anymore. So I know that. So for dinner, everything is just shrunken down. Everything is smaller portions. Now when I go out to a restaurant, I'll eat half my food and half of it will go home with me for the next day. So it's just decisions like that kind of put me in a position where I don't have to, resort to extreme diets or do anything like that, because I know I'm not going to follow. It's not realistic for me.
So you're more of an intuitive eater.
Absolutely.
Okay.
Absolutely. And I've been the same weight for, a long, whether I'm, of great health, I don't know that. I mean, I get my levels checked and all that stuff. It seemed to be okay. But I've been around the same weight for, years and years and years. So whatever I'm doing, it works for me. You know what I mean? And I do. I drink a ton of water. That's all I drink. I don't drink, juice. I don't drink pop. I don't drink coffee. I never have. I don't drink wine and beer and all that stuff. If I do have my drinks, it'll be vodka, and that's really it. Besides that, it's just water is all I drink. So, I mean, like I say, those kind of decisions for me work. They work well for me. I get my sugar when I need a sugar fix. I'll keep, when I'm working and I just feel a little sluggish, I always keep, like nibs or gummy bears or something that'll give me my quick sugar fix. Again, I know not the greatest, but I don't eat that bad around that. So for me, I just look at it like, yeah, that's my treat. I can deal with that. So I'll always keep like licorice and that kind of stuff. And that kind of gives me my sugar fix when I need it. It's just adapting with everything else. And like I say, I maintain kind of that self-discipline, where it allows me, if I want to, pig out one day, I can pig out, you know what I mean? Or if I don't, I don't. And it like you said too, it works for me. I've figured out what works for me and how, I'm sure there are different things I could do or different things I could eat and do these things that would, give me more energy and do certain things for me, to help out in the areas I'm lacking. But for the most part, I mean, I think I'm good.